What's good? It is your boy.
Get your life right.
Yep, get my life right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Talk That Talk podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-hosts with me.
I love to talk that talk blooper reel, man. I just feel like our bloopers are some of the most iconic bloopers that are not discussed. So, yeah.
Bro, you guys drop about 5 or 6, like you say above. I'm saying above reproach. You say above rapport. You guys is out here just messing up names. Like, I'm gonna put a counter up there every time I edit the video, and you guys drop stinkums. But
hey man, stall me out at the end of the day. But you know what I want to do? I want to talk about this man who's coming back. And he's going to be a part-time. A lot of people being looking for work, full-time. But, hey, y'all know it's holiday, it's seasonal. And now the NBA said, hey, it's all good if you want to be a part-time player where you can play on certain games and you can sit out on others. My man, Kyrie Irving is coming back to the NBA. What's your thoughts on Kyrie coming back? Not as a full-time player, but as a part-time player. This is probably the first time I've seen this ever without having like a lockout season or whatnot. What's your thoughts on Kyrie, brother?
Kyrie getting seasonal pay. You feel me? It's FedEx, UPS. That's just how that was going to work out. So I seen Sean Marks' little press conference, and that's the GM of the Nets, if people don't know. And he basically said they kept, and to me it makes sense. They said they kept Kyrie away for the continuity of the team. But now, as you're looking at the league and every team, continuity is kind of out the window. It's pick up a basketball, find 9 people, and go hoop. It's really, to me, the NBA used to be the pro-am, right? The NBA is turned into the rec. Hey, am I right, though? It's a good comparison, right?
I hear what you said that.
So it's a weird stretch because the worst part is he's already in health and safety protocol. So ain't even though if he can't play in this next little 3-game road trip they got coming up, then it's like he gonna kind of play twice in January. But the schedule says at the end of January they have 11 or 14 games on the road, which can happen. But again, the other thing that they're banking on is that the new governor or mayor is coming into New York and he possibly can change the policies also. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, if they don't care about continuity, that ain't my team, so I can give a damn about continuity either.
this is foul, dude. This is foul.
I know it's coming.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it short and brief. I'm not even gonna get on the soapbox. Let me first say that I'm sure Kyrie does a lot of good in the community. I don't say a prize. I don't say a prize with his philanthropy or with his any kind of I'm only talking about his basketball character, bro. That is it. That is the extent of it. But you got to use an analogy because any person in an authority position, and it even breaks down to a parent level. Like the analogy, it's like I don't negotiate with terrorists. And again, I'm not calling dude a terrorist. What I'm saying is he's drawing a line in the sand as to what is, permissible, what is acceptable, what is influencing other people behind him. And he is trying to dictate a precedent. And I question his motives with it. Like it's pride, it's ego, and you're enabling somebody to come in. And again, yeah, you can say continuity and it does make sense.
Right.
But and if this was a one-off, if this was a true one-off, somebody else's track record who has an impeccable, LeBron, Steph, or somebody who you don't really question, their commitment to the team, then I can accept it. But he is not the one to be bending rules for, because I'm sitting here like if he gets traded, right, and they don't have the COVID restrictions,
Right.
then whether it's George Floyd or whatever the case may be. This is a track record. I don't like the shoe that ultimately I don't have the veto power to release. So I'm gonna, badmouth you on social. This is a track. This is a history. So with this dude, I'm not gonna acquiesce. I'm not gonna give in. I'm not gonna move the line at all. And this is gonna come back to bite him in the rear. Y'all know me. I call my shots. I call them early. This just like I called Lonzo Ball from the Pelicans catastrophic. It wasn't just about Lonzo Ball. That whole team is about to malfunction, and this Brooklyn Nets thing, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well.
I definitely hear what you're saying. This is interesting. I never in NBA history saw that you could be an actual part-time player. I heard of 10-day contracts. I heard of a lot of other things, but to be
they didn't even let Phil Jackson do it. They didn't even let the coach do it. They letting a player do it.
And they
the only, not to cut you off, Bate, the only case that is similar to this, and I say similar because it only happened for like a 2-week stretch, was when KCP had the ankle monitor and he only could play in home games.
But that was a different situation. That's
what I'm saying. That's the only thing.
Ego situation. You know what I mean? This is a preference situation, which is a little bit different. You can't go against the law if you can't only play in a certain amount of games or a certain area because of your ankle monitor. That's different. This is a preference thing. This is a choice thing. This is, I don't want to get vaccinated. So by me not wanting to get vaccinated per se, or my stance on being vaccinated, I'm going to not play basketball. But now I want to play basketball, but now I only want to play in places that allow me to play without being vaccinated. So this is preference. This is like going to a candy store and getting every piece of candy exactly how you want it. Exactly the same pounds, everything. You getting Burger King is your way type vibes. And it's different because this can open up a big can of worms for the NBA with other players because they're going to be like, well, you letting Kyrie do it. Why we can't do it? Y'all already know it's going to be that monkey see, monkey do. So some players may be like, well, I want to do that too. So let me do that too. And then it's going to be an uproar between those players. But at the end of the day, it's good to have Kyrie back, just to see him play, just to see him hoop. He's an amazing athlete when it comes to basketball. I know his character and the way he moves. That's his choice. I can never judge a man based off how he wants to move. That's his choice. At the end of the day, I'm not God. I don't want to judge him. If you want to move like that, I can agree or disagree. That's as simple as that for me. But having him back in the NBA, I think it's going to do wonders. But at the end of the day, moving on to our next topic, we may not even have an NBA because the NBA, this is, I don't know. It's like this is just seem like people been saying 2022. It's like the second version of 2020 again, because now instead of shutting down things, the NBA is coming to drastic measures where they're allowing you to have replacement players. I don't even know what's the definition of a replacement player.
I got you, Bate. I got you.
Let them know what the definition of a replacement player. Who are these replacement players?
So what's happening is the NBA is going to allow teams to sign players to fill rosters for anybody that's on COVID without it counting against their cap. You know, Jay is our financial guru, so he handles all our money when it comes to this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically what it comes down to. And I'll let Jay kind of go further into what does that mean and how it affects the league and these teams and stuff like that. So basically you can add a person to your team without it affecting your cap.
So if the Lakers want to pick me up, I can get picked up too?
Yeah.
They got.
When I think of replacement players, I'm thinking
like it's not legitimate replacement. So it's like people from their G League affiliates or other guys that hasn't been in the league that can get. So right now, like Michael Beasley can get added. You know.
Yeah. Okay, because
you're getting.
I'm just saying, I went to go shoot some hoops yesterday when I heard the news. I was out there shooting up some jumpers. I was like, yo, maybe I can get signed to the Lakers. Because it seems like nobody can shoot out there. Maybe I could just stand in the corner like I'm in a rec center and just shoot sideline 3-pointers and just hit.
I told you they was coming back down to earth. No, you can so you can have 15 roster spots,
Okay.
right? People active contracts on the team, and then 12 suit up. And so, it's always like, ooh, I want to add this guy, but we already got 15, so I got to cut him. So you have the two-way contracts, you can hold them for like 10 games or something like that. And then but now they're basically getting a mulligan. So you get the COVID designation. Now you can go deeper. At any given time, you got 7 people ruled out for COVID. That means now you can go get 7 two-way contracts, 7 G League contracts, fill in the spots as needed. And then normally, like, the Warriors got some insane, crazy $150 million tax bill. So when you sign somebody for $1 million, they got to pay, on top of the $1 million, they got to pay $3 million to the NBA for the luxury tax, right? Yeah. You're getting a mulligan when you sign these guys. You pay them. They're not even applicable to the tax. So,
okay. So Jay, basically, they kind of just paying out of pocket. Is that?
Yeah, and they work it funny where the league end up paying like half of the contract for a vet too. So like they're not all the way coming out of pocket. They're just basically just like, hey, they're giving out the COVID vaccine for free. They're making some of these concessions. Right. Like the NBA is like, okay, you need bodies. We're gonna go get them. Don't even worry about some of these numbers.
The $1 million question. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a bad look? Forward?
I mean, I feel like it's applicable. I think it works out. I personally, I feel like, because I know Christmas Day is big. So my personal thing is, I say after Christmas Day, you just shut the league down for 2 weeks. Just shut it down. Everybody kind of, get right. Because we love the extension of the NBA last year, especially how the NBA got the July.
Roll right up to football.
Come on. So, like, as a fan, we wouldn't mind a solid little 2.5 week shutdown because we know
doggy.
We're gonna get it on the back end.
The NBA should start the season on Christmas Day. That's how I feel about it. Like, let's just roll this thing. Like, right? No, I'm saying,
yeah.
That's when the majority of football, all the teams is eliminated. There's only a Final Four in football left at that point. Yep. That's when you start the league up and go all the way up until NFL training camp. I don't understand how it didn't just work out perfectly like that last year. Like, what's the holdup?
Jay, I think you, me, Bate, and a million other NBA fans would rather the NBA start later because it just gives us sports all the way through.
Yeah.
And we good.
Basketball, football, yeah.
And we don't miss a beat. It's good for the show.
Yeah. We ain't got that right on another.
We ain't got that dead period where we sit there trying to figure out what we gonna talk about.
I definitely feel that. My thing is this: it's just I do agree that I think a shutdown is going to come. It's going to be imminent because the cases are rising and it's getting higher and higher by the day.
And Christmas and New Year's, like, it's only going to multiply.
Exactly. And it's only going to get worse. And it's sad to say, but it is what it is. I mean, it's only going to be more people getting infected because we know a lot of people don't think COVID is real. And a lot of people ain't taking no precautionary measures. And so, like I said, the meme going around, this is 2022, but 2020 again, per se.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the second time around of dealing with shutdowns and things like that. Hopefully we don't have to go that drastic, but you can't, the mandates are starting to get more and more aggressive. Like, if you want a job, then you need to get vaccinated. If you don't, like basic jobs, like mom and pops, they're making all these small restaurants, these small places to mandate people to get a vaccination, and if they want to have a job. So it's getting harder and harder, and that choice, that power of choice that you have, is getting less and less your choice, and more of a government can control what they choose to do, or unless you're just going to be broke and you're not going to have a job unless you work in your own business, per se. So more to come when it comes to replacement players and the whole COVID-19 type things. But we had some big time shockers happen yesterday in sports and football, man. The Saints, the Saints come marching in, or when the Saints go marching in, they
he almost listen. Hey, He almost blew it, Jay.
He did. He did.
I had to
He did.
remix
He
it.
almost blew it.
He
No.
did.
I
He
had
did.
to
He did.
remix
That
it.
was.
I
Hey,
had
man.
to mix it because of copyright. I'm not trying to
Listen,
get no copyright
Yeah,
infringement.
but that's
I
a
just say, yo, you copyright singing a song
no.
without giving us credit. I ain't doing that. I would
Not
just
that
say,
one.
No,
Not that one. That's a church song. Everybody sing that. That's at every Baptist church in America.
Copyright is copyright at the end of the day. And so I only did it for about 10 seconds, gave you a little remix and then a little bit of the original. But the bottom line, walked in, or I should say, marched in, or I should say, I wouldn't even say run in because they didn't even score no points. They just trotted in, put it that way, into Tampa Bay and just beat Tom Brady to death. It was like on defense. Offensively, they struggled. And that's why I thought it was going to be an under, but the Bucs couldn't even score a point. But let's be mindful. They had three big players. Goodwin went out because of an injury.
Godwin, he was right the first time.
Godwin or Goodwin, however you want to pronounce it. Goodwin went out, or Godwin went out, and then you had Evans went out, and then you had Fournette went out with injuries. So those are three, and you don't have Antonio Brown, and so those are four solidified receivers that are Tom Brady's go-to weapons. And I think that's why they really struggled. They didn't have no weapons. They got, I'm going to say, replacement receivers or backup receivers that couldn't get open, that couldn't catch the football, that couldn't create no space, and you couldn't have a running game per se, and no moving the ball. It's a recipe for disaster. So I would say that credited to the Saints dominating Tom Brady on the defensive end.
Yeah, it gets ugly because reports came out that Chris Godwin has torn his ACL and he's out for the year. And Mike Evans has a strained hamstring and he's day-to-day. And I haven't heard any scoop on Fournette. So it's not looking too good for Tampa and the Bucs. But Tom Brady has done a lot more with a lot less. So I ain't going to count that man out at all as still my Super Bowl team to get there out of the NFC at this current juncture. But yeah, man, I just feel like it's just one of those things where the Saints just really have the Bucs number. It don't matter when, it don't matter how. And I mean, like I said, the only blip in that system is the fact that the Bucs beat them in the playoffs, which again, like we talked about, the Saints could have easily won that game if they didn't turn the ball over 3 times.
Yeah.
And so
game that retired Drew Brees.
Yeah. And so it's just one of those situations where it's just, I don't even have a real word to understand why the Bucs can't beat the Saints. Like I don't. Like you'll watch them just go up and down and destroy this and destroy that and control other teams. But this Saints team, the defense has figured them out. So shout out to Dennis Allen, because I feel like defensively is where they really make their money at against the Bucs every single time. And he just keep putting together game plans that keep getting Tom Brady uncomfortable. I wish he'd have had that kind of skill when he was the Raiders head coach, but that's another story.
Know what? And as an underrated, as the level of accountability when we do this podcast, and I got to think about what I'm seeing, thinking about what I'm going to say, like I'm understanding the power of momentum and the player psychology as the hunter versus the hunted versus a divisional game versus, I'm listening to other folks talk about it, and it's like, because I didn't watch the game, and then I came back and looked at the highlights, and I'm like, okay, so if they're getting there with 4-man pressure, right, and that Sean Payton's tactically one of the top 5 coaches in the NFL,
he wasn't
then they
there
have
either.
But the scheme, I'm sure he played a good heavy hand in it. And then they got some of the other unique pieces with Lattimore and the secondary, and they can just see it. Now they're playing it 3-4 times in the span of a 2-year stretch. It's like, and then you factor in the injuries, then you factor in some complacency on the rest of the team. It's like, hey, we don't have to win this game when the Saints are playing the hunter and this is their Super Bowl, so to speak. Like all of it, it's a recipe. And if you do the math and you look at it in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I should have seen that one coming, So it's and then also it's like I'm realizing no team is above taking a day off and getting their ass handed to them.
No,
As case in point, every top dog from the Packers took it on the chin week 1. The Cardinals, what the hell just happened? Like everybody's taking a few of them on the chin. So.
Right. Speaking of your
I don't even know.
Super Bowl.
I don't know.
Pick.
I don't know.
Hey,
I'm still not selling. I'm not selling no shares.
Kyler Murray supposed to be.
I got nothing to defend though.
Kyler Murray supposed to be MVP. This is his time. I guess his time ran out in Detroit because of the Detroit Lions. They didn't just beat him; they dominated the Cardinals. It was like sloppy, ugly, disgusting, and they dogged the Cardinals. And I said this was going to happen because I told you the Cardinals without Hopkins on that field, they're going to struggle because a lot of their guys are okay, decent wideouts at best at the end of the day. Green and his prime, yes, he was probably one of the most phenomenal receivers in the league, but not now. They don't have a lot of people that could create space. And you saw that. You saw that last week against the Rams, and now you're seeing it more and more. They're going to struggle on the offensive end now.
Did Hopkins even play against the Rams the first game?
Yes, he did.
He did. First time?
Did he?
Yeah.
He played against him the first time.
Yeah, did they lose the game yesterday because of Hopkins?
No, they lost the game because they couldn't do nothing on the offensive end. It was trash.
Hopkins. So they had Hopkins, they would have won. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know if they win.
Having a number one guy changes, but having a number one guy out there changes defensive schemes at the end of the day. You plan differently for Hopkins than not having a Hopkins at the end of the day. So let's
true, but
not having their number one receiver, it's going to impact them.
Losing to a 2-11 team though goes beyond Hopkins, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Hopkins is a non-factor. When you say they're not going to win the Super Bowl because of DeAndre Hopkins, I can at least digest that. I don't believe it, but I can hear it. But them not beating a 2-11 Detroit team because of DeAndre Hopkins, I'm not buying that.
Not focused, not
exactly.
Not showing up on Sunday, not taking that team serious. Just
here's my thing. How you gonna show up? How you gonna come there going through the motion after you just got dogged by the Rams? This is a statement to get back on the right track.
That is.
How you gonna go here and be pussyfoot?
No, Bake.
Detroit and pussyfoot.
Bake.
Listen. In a Super Bowl contention. This is supposed to be your year. You just got dogged at the crib, and then you're gonna go to Detroit and get dogged by a 11 or 12 team? And this is your team? This is your team? This is your team?
I feel like a Black Panther thing has got Yeah, that's funny. Wow. That's funny.
Wow.
So first off, okay.
Want to put them shares?
No, that was a good one. That was a good one. Did you cook that up this weekend? You cooked that up? Yeah, you did.
Wow. That was good, babe.
Here's what let me counter with you can't manufacture the sense of urgency that the Cardinals neglected to play with. And what I will say, it was not too far past. It was about 6 weeks ago where everybody and their mama was burying the Chiefs. Now, granted, Kyler does not have the hardware that Mahomes does, but this is a rut. And whereas the Ravens are so decimated by injury, I'll be honest and say that, I'm losing my faith and my convictions in them winning the Super Bowl this year. The Cardinals, this is we're not getting the bye anymore. And we have lost our sense of urgency, and at some point we're going to get back on the horse, get back on the wagon. That's all this is.
So I'm gonna just put this out there because I got it. Hold up, Bank. I got you. Yeah. I think you know where I'm going with this. I had conceded. I had basically conceded because they was playing so damn well. But
What's their record?
They can't. 2 more losses, get your boy a W. So now I'm back on the Cardinals got to lose every game. And these next 3 games, it ain't spring chicken. Because the Colts is playing for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cowboys and Cardinals will be playing for a seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to go to Seattle. So, all I need is 2 out of 3. I don't give a damn which 2, and how they come. But 2 out of 3 puts me, gets a little tricky for you, Jay.
It's going to be tricky for you. You cashed your checks a little bit too early before the money even posted in your account, and then they realized they gave you the wrong amount, so they may be taking some of that money back. I'm just saying.
Who wants to double or nothing here? Who wants to double or nothing here?
I'm leaving the bet is where it's at. We good.
The bet is where it's at. But
Jay, remember, I had conceded basically.
You
because,
did.
But let's be real. Let's be real.
Because they was playing very well, and they looked like a for sure fire 12 or more win team.
Let's say the Cardinals play who they play next? The Colts.
The Colts
and the Cowboys
and the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks. If they lose all 7 games,
I mean all 3? How you get 7?
all 3 games, and they go to 10-7, it's getting rough. It depends, because New Orleans and Frisco and all those people, but they can find themselves playing not at home, and maybe
let's not talk about what if. So you gonna put something on it?
I'm just saying.
Put something on it.
You always want to put something on it when you're back against the wall and you ain't got nothing to lose. It's easy to put something on it when you
because everybody want to sell based off of yesterday's news. I am a man of conviction.
I get conviction. That. So if you was a man of conviction, why you didn't pick the Saints? If you were so convicted to pick the Saints and you know that they was going to win, why you was scared? I don't think you a man of conviction.
No, I wasn't scared. I was betting on Brady wanting records.
I don't want to hear that.
I was betting on Brady wanting records. Is that a valid reason?
Butter biscuit.
I was betting on Brady wanting to set records and embarrass somebody.
Yeah, I feel like Jay.
That no Saints. That ain't never happened against no Saints.
I got you. I feel like Jay.
They lost earlier. That's all the more reason to want it.
Yeah, I feel like Jay looked at the Saints and said, "No Taysom Hill, no Sean Payton. They've been struggling as is. The Bucs can't lose this game. Like it's one of those things."
I thought Brady wanted 40, which is the reason why he was so hot, because he didn't get 1.
Yeah, and so like I said, with me and Jay, I'm not changing. You feel me? I was just looking at it like they was on pace to go win 12.
They were.
And now
I was getting frisky. I was going to say 13 or 14 is what I was finna say.
Yeah, but now this 12 is going to have to be a little bit more of a fight than it was at first. Because to me, they could have been at 12 already, and then now these next 3 games wouldn't have mattered. But now these games kind of matter. So that's all. Me and Jay is good.
You know what? I'm telling you,
we was on the same page. Jay understood. I was a man to admit my faults early.
Right now, you better hope your Cardinals don't get knocked out like Tyron Woodley got knocked out over the weekend. You better hope.
Time out.
Better hope.
Before we go any further, because Jay brought this up. Bake. Here's what I'm going with this Jake Paul thing, because I got to touch on this. It's been on my heart. I think we need to move Jake Paul out of the embarrassing boxing and really move him into he really respects the sport and is really true to his craft. Now, only thing that needs to happen is he needs to fight somebody legitimate, fully legitimate, for us to see it. I want Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. That's what I want, because I feel that Jake Paul, Conor McGregor put.
But even still, that's not enough.
You don't think that's enough?
I need an active professional that is on the grind, not necessarily the number 1 contender, but I need somebody on that ladder.
I think we got
who's taking it personal,
yeah.
Preferably a brother. Come in there.
I think
and give
Jake
work.
Paul, we got to respect Jake. Jake Paul to me is no longer disrespecting the world of boxing.
Okay.
I don't think he's disrespecting.
Bake, let me ask you a question though. Here's what I hate, and this is what I despise, and I need to make sure we're on the same page as this. His path and his journey can be unconventional.
It ain't
He
even
can
about
be
that,
a
bro.
late person. No, here, let me ask my question. I just want to set it up first.
Ask you this question because y'all.
My question to you is, you can come from being a YouTube star, you can be
That's not the
30
point.
year old or whatever. No, that is the point. The point is
There's a
that
YouTube star
because
by
his
the name of
path
Ryan
and his
Garcia
pedigree,
that's
no,
actually
hear me out.
Actually boxing.
Does he have a chance? Here, okay, I'll just answer the question.
They're trying to transition to boxing. That's not what they do. Just
okay, let me ask you this. I'll just ask the question.
Ask the question.
Okay. Because you ain't gonna give me a chance to back it up. Is there any scenario in which Bake will say, you know what? He's legit, dog. Tell me what has to happen for you to say that. Or is there no chance, based off his past, his journey, his lack of pedigree, is there no way you're ever going to say, what the hell does this man have to do? All I'm saying, I'm not saying he's already done it. I'm saying, where is the bar? What does he have to do so Bake says, all right, man?
Answer that question before you go.
Let me stamp this. Let me stamp this dude.
Okay. First and foremost, y'all have been bamboozled yet again. At the end of the day, Jake Paul has yet to fight an actual boxer. He's fought UFC people that are past their prime, that don't box, and they do other else.
And that's why Connor's not enough, DJ. That's why Connor's not enough.
Connor's not a boxer. He's not a boxer.
Exactly. See, that's what he's gonna say. That's what he's gonna say.
But Connor's a legit hands. He just went 10 rounds with Floyd and held his own.
Are we gonna do this, man? Are we gonna do
this? Okay. So answer the question.
What does he have to do?
No.
What does he need to do?
Mayweather fight was a close fight because Floyd allowed it to be a close. It's a money. It's all about.
So he's not allowed to be a boxer now?
No,
he's not allowed because he started late.
I'm not saying Jake Paul can't be a boxer because there's a YouTube sensation by the name of Ryan Garcia who actually fights boxers, who actually been in wars, who actually fight people that's in the sport that are doing nothing but boxing. They're not UFC fighters coming to try to box. That's a total different sport. That's like if Jake Paul goes.
Oh, is that what he has to do?
No. If Jake Paul fights Tyron Woodley in the UFC, he would get his ass whipped. He will get his.
But that's anybody that cross sports.
No, but what I'm trying to get you to say is y'all calling this man a solidified boxer.
No, I didn't say that.
No,
no one said that.
Y'all giving them credit.
I said
that's not even fighting. That's not even boxers.
Bake. What I said is we have to stop. I feel that he's no longer
boxing. It's cartoon boxing until he actually fight actual fighters who are boxers who fight. You ain't even got to fight. You can fight an amateur boxer. Fight a guy that's coming up to show me that you can solidify yourself as a quote unquote boxer.
Hey, you're not hearing me.
Grumpy old man.
All I'm saying is to me, he's no longer. I don't see him as disrespecting the sport because I see him actually training to have a real craft in the sport. And he would need. I said Conor McGregor, but if Jay. I can rock with Jay and say if Conor McGregor's not enough, then let Conor McGregor not be enough. That he should legitimately try to find a way to get somebody legitimate and fight him. Here's becomes the issue. Everyone else is afraid that if they go see it, listen to me, hear me out. I believe everyone else is afraid, that if they go see this man and he actually put real hands on somebody legitimate, how he's going to redefine how all this stuff works. And I don't know if anybody is really willing to take that risk because he's not.
The numbers grow, DJ, somebody, I guarantee you, some legitimate boxer, number 10, number 15, number 20, somebody in that power ranking, watched it and said, hey, call them up. Tell me what those numbers are.
Because I don't think Jake turning down no check.
No. I
don't see him turn down no check.
See, this is why I'm telling y'all getting bamboozled. Jake Paul is a business entrepreneur that is selling fights at the end of the day. I give him credit on that. But he is calculated risk. He's picking particular people.
Everybody does that.
Floyd did that for 50 fights.
No. Floyd fought everybody. He fought the best of the best. He went through Pacquiao. He went through
After
When?
how many? 5 years later?
When?
Then it should have.
When?
Oh my God.
He fought De La Hoya at the end.
He fought Canelo. No. He fought Canelo when Canelo was in his prime, when he was still young, when he was still coming up.
And danced the whole fight.
Okay.
He danced the whole fight.
All right.
He was gonna outbox Canelo.
So at the end of the
Jake
day,
Paul is just more of a celebrity Floyd.
I'm done.
Not in boxing. Not in boxing. Here you go. Not in boxing. I'm just talking about.
I'm just saying, y'all have been bamboozled. The man ain't fought. He's not fighting no boxers. Trust me.
Did you watch it?
He's not fighting no boxers. Yes, he's beating on people that's not boxers.
You watched it and you're spending time talking about it right now. I say you got just as bamboozled as I did.
The only thing I watched was how Tyrone allowed himself to get knocked out like that. Don't get yourself embarrassed like that. That was embarrassing. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna fight, that's cool. Blah. You getting your check. It's all about the bread. He's getting bread. He's not in the UFC, so he's getting paid at the end of the day. But
I'd have did that for them. However much money Tyron Woodley collected, he could do that to me too.
At the end of the day, Paul is taking calculated. He's not fighting no legitimate boxers. You're gonna see him keep fighting has-beens, people who are tired, people who ain't really boxing, people who out of shape.
So,
really doing it like that.
Let me ask you this. I got a question for you. Right? So Jake Paul is bamboozling and is not legit. So why? So now we I think this fifth fight, whatever the case is. Why hasn't nobody legitimate decided to step up,
just crush it,
shut this operation down? What are they waiting
get paid
on?
Doing it and getting triple paid?
What are they doing it?
Yep.
In your opinion,
triple pay.
What are they waiting on?
Hold on. If you really think people are not hitting this phone line to set up fights,
I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
All right.
My personal opinion.
I feel you. My personal opinion.
They're not getting the number. The number has to be right.
They're getting boxers who want to fight him. He's not gonna fight those people.
Okay.
Trust me. The man is
I could get Jake Paul line.
Let's extrapolate. Let's extrapolate how this plays out.
This is crazy.
If he goes another 4 or 5 fights
against who?
Fighting nobody.
It's who?
I'm telling you.
No, listen.
Okay,
listen.
I'm saying he got to graduate. He's got to graduate. The numbers that Jake Paul is getting right now it'll be diminishing returns at some point. So I don't know if that's 3, 5 fights, 7 fights. At some point, the collective narrative is going to be he's got to do it against somebody legitimate in the boxing hierarchy. Now, again, you saying bamboozled, but it's entertainment first, dog, first. So if you ain't attracting eyeballs,
no. At the end of the day, I'm not attacking entertainment. What they're doing is money. People like to see it. They have Frank Gore, Darren Williams. It's like celebrity boxing. That's what it is.
Okay.
This is
and then what happens?
Boxing.
What happens? What happens after this?
What it is? It's celebrity boxing, bro. It's celebrities boxing. Doing it for the love, doing it for the fun.
So, babe, all me and Jay is saying is we would like to see him graduate from this celebrity thing.
He's selling a brand that's different than that.
You're saying that it's time to graduate this man. He's graduated to now. I need to fight some boxers, but he's not gonna fight those boxers. He's gonna fight people that's retired, people who ain't boxing a long time, and then he's gonna try to.
He's calling out some people that got hands.
Every match, he's out here. Yes,
he called out Mozgov. Mazdov. I said Mazdov.
Didn't he say he wants to fight Canelo too? I swear I heard him say.
He called out. Hey, Nate Diaz is legitimate hands. Like Nate Diaz is legitimate hands.
All right, man. Are we ready to finish? Are we ready to finish?
I'm telling you.
So you close-minded, dog. You are close-minded, and you're not. He's disqualified.
Y'all don't understand the sport of boxing.
See,
he's called
out.
That
condescending stuff I can't deal with. It ain't I'm not. You can't just come to me with this condescending stuff, bro. I'm not
hitting you with no condescension. I'm just telling you the real. Y'all disrespect.
You saying I don't know and I don't get it.
You're disrespecting the sport of boxing. He's calling out UFC fighters to come box to limit what they do.
But you're not hearing this.
Martial art fighters. He's
we
not
have said
what boxers has he called it out that
time
actually
out.
want to fight.
We have said me and Jay, we want to see him fight someone legitimate.
Oh,
you're saying that
this man already. You said he's graduated.
We didn't graduate.
No, I want to give him the opportunity to graduate.
Run it back.
Give him the opportunity to graduate.
It's time to put this man in the solidified boxing category as a solidified boxer.
I don't think that I said because he
everybody starts 0-0. Exactly. They got to get the first one. How you got to start somewhere.
Yes.
So whoever that first legitimate dude is at the bottom of the power ranking hierarchy, give him a shot. Because I'm tired of the celebrity boxing, to be honest with you.
Facts.
You telling me I'm bamboozled. I'm saying I'm tired of the celebrity stuff. That was cool. Saw you knock a couple heads off. Show me something against somebody who we don't question their credentials.
That's what I want
to see.
We want non-question. We want him in a non.
That's what I want to see. You're saying this is all a sham. This is WWF. And it doesn't matter what his path is, he's never going to be stamped. He can't get stamped. Your background is what it is. Stop wasting people's time.
At the end of the day, what he's doing is he's creating his lane for himself.
He is. That is what he's doing.
I'm not arguing that.
What
you're saying is, hold on. What he's saying is your lane. Ryan Garcia is a YouTube sensation. Ryan Garcia has been in wars for actual solidified boxers. So your background ain't got a damn thing to do with where you to be a solidified boxer. It's who you're boxing